Good evening, everyone, and for the 100th time, welcome back to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, your YouTube messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And folks, this is episode 100. Thank you, each and every one of you crazy bastards that have gone out of your way and watched this show and listened to the rants and rambles of a madman with a camera. I truly appreciate it. I couldn't have gotten as far as I did without each and every one of you. And that's not even a joke. Now, I know I've been teasing for the past few days now on what it is. Big announcement for episode 100. Oh man, I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh, after some much considered time and after speaking with certain medical professionals, I have officially decided to announce I will be coming out of retirement. That's right, Tim Vicious is coming back into the ring. And I'm throwing out the challenge right now to you, Nick. I'm calling you out, Nick McGee. You see, you insult me, that's one thing. I'll take that, no problem whatsoever. I get insults thrown at me on a constant basis, that's nothing. You insult my friends, I step to bat to them in a New York fucking minute. But you cross the line, Nick. You bring my family into this. You threaten to try and come on to my show, take it over, and force my son to see you try and take something that I have worked on and built from the ground up. No, not by a long shot. Now, I'm not doing no little far-fetched game right now. I'm being dead on serious, son. I am calling your ass out. You, me, one-on-one. And if I'm coming out of retirement, motherfucker, I'm making sure I'm getting my money's worth. I want a death match. I'm not even playing, Nick. You look into these eyes right here. You don't see me squinting. You don't see me worrying one bit. I know what I gotta do to finish the job and to put you down. Question is, do you got what it takes to be willing to want to do that also? Or are you just gonna go at the end of the day, look at yourself in the mirror, wish you were half the man I am, accept the challenge, and go home and cry, go and cry to your little old lady and have her realize that you're the bitch and she's the butch? Now, I don't want no pansy-ass response from you coming out there off of no Twitter or that Facebook shit. No. You want to be a man? Grow a set of balls. I want to hear you say you accept the challenge. Lines have been drawn, Nick. Like I said, I want you in a death match. 'Cause trust me, you ain't gonna be walking out. Now that I've done making that announcement, folks, on with this week's show. And not gonna lie, it is on Raw, obviously, you know. Always get asked constantly, why do I always do it on Raw and the pay-per-views? Why don't I talk about TNA or Ring of Honor or PWG or something like that? Folks, the thing is plain and simple. While yes, I do love all other kinds of wrestling promotions out there, the fact of the matter is, you know, if you're ever going to put a big kind of a change in the pro wrestling industry, you're going to have to hit first with WWE, because that is the biggest name out there and the most known name out there, you know, and that's just a given fact. So that's my argument, and that's my reasoning on why, because that is the longest running product, and that is the standard of what the everyday fan will say. And I laugh at the people that say, "Oh yeah, I'll watch wrestling, just not WWE." Dude, you're gonna have a fucking hard time watching some then. But anyways, on with the show. We're talking about Raw now. It was in Corpus Christi, and I'm not gonna lie, the crowd was... Dude, the crowd was almost as bland as the paint on the... was pretty much as bland as the paint on the wall right there. That's not even a fucking joke. You know? I mean, I can't really say much. I can't really remember on last time they were in Corpus Christi. So I can't say if that was good or bad for the crowd, but yeah, either way. They started out, everyone from the locker room was out in the ring. Absolutely love the fact that I saw Darren Young in there, you know. Hope he winds up getting to come back on TV soon, gets a good legit push. But Cena's out there, he's got the mic and he's saying, "I want to apologize to you all. I had to go against my word. I had to bring back the authority and all that stuff." And you know, all that normal normal yeah. Fuck that. You know, the normal "I feel bad because I had to do something I don't like" babyface kind of speech. That's why I never liked being a babyface. Always preferred being a heel. It's easier to have people to hate you than to love you. It's just being a heel is just more natural. But anyways, then out comes the music and comes Hunter and Steph, and not gonna lie, that dress Steph had on that night was not very flattering for her whatsoever. It made her look like she had a little bit of she either had a pooch or she's like 2 or 3 months pregnant. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know, and I'm not trying to put rumors out there. If anything, the only rumor I want to put out there is, can we just start a rumor saying Virgil is going to be in Wrestling Road Diaries 3 with Cliff Compton and Colt Cabana? Hi Colt, I know you watch the show. So do you, Cliff. But anyways, yeah. They came out there and saying, "Oh, and you had your guest GMs and your computer general managers, and then you guys would be begging for us back, and now we are." And then they brought out Seth to say, "If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be back, Seth. So we want to thank you." And they also wanted to thank John Cena for reinstating, so they made that night John Cena Appreciation Night, so... ugh. But then they also announced that Seth is now going to be in the title match at the Royal Rumble, so it's going to be John Cena versus Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar in a triple threat and here's the thing. Triple threat matches, not so much of a fan of. I'm more of a fan of three-way dances. And yes, there is a difference because a three-way dance is an elimination match. You know, I've always, you could chalk it up to the fact that I grew up on the on the original ECW at Swanson and Rittner in Philadelphia, but that's why. It's, it's just what it is. I like that a lot more. But I can dig a triple threat on that, especially given the fact that if Seth's going to be in there, that pretty much helps seal the deal as far as with the booking wise. Brock's going to win. So can we all just take a moment to appreciate Cena's not going to be champ? Hallelujah. Oh Lordy, Lordy. Can I get an amen? No? Nothing? Really? Come on, guys. This is episode 100. Can someone just type amen in the comment box? Okay. Anyways, they did that. Next thing you know, they announced matchup with Ziggler Ziggler putting the Intercontinental title on the line against the man who never lost the title, Bad News Barrett. So they had the match with Ziggler and Barrett, which, yeah, seeing them two, they were good. I absolutely loved it. I liked it a lot. Them two, they were going really good, really hard, really decent. You know, it was nice. Ziggler wound up getting a quick roll, or not a quick roll, but I can never. Ugh. Yeah. Nah. Head's fried. But yeah, Ziggler wound up getting a pin, and next thing you know, I didn't expect it because, yeah, Ziggler was up on Barrett's shoulders and threw himself down and then got the quick 1, 2, 3, and just, whoa, okay, that's weird. Next thing you know, Barrett just went to town and went ape shit on him and started beating up Ziggler, and then boom, out comes Kane. Kane's music hits, out comes Kane, and then Kane says, in light of our celebration, I forgot to mention, this is a 2 out of 3 falls match. So, made sense, it was good, you know. So, next thing you know, they rang the bell, and then Barrett wound up going, then they started up again, Barrett went to town on them, yeah, and and then he wound up hitting the waistline. Barrett wound up hitting a big boot, went and then hit him with a waistline, got the 1, 2, 3, and then so they're now tied. Obviously, we know who's going to win on this one, but the match itself, it was good. Barrett wound up winning in the end, but on what led to it, it was good. They were going real nice to where if you didn't see the writing on the wall, you wouldn't have really known on who you thought would win. Then next thing, and Kane just climbs up on the apron, and Ziggler, like looking like he wound up down in a half a bottle of Jaeger, just looks over. Next thing you know, super kicks Kane right in the jaw, and then Barrett, boom, bullhammer, and then got the 1, 2, 3. So now he's a 5-time Intercontinental Champion. Congratulations, Wade. Wade Barrett, hands down, a very talented wrestler. Very good on the mic. It is really, really talented. Guy really should be put in more of a main event spot instead of just in the mid-card with the Intercontinental. But, yeah, I'm not going to argue too much on it. At least not yet. Once he starts getting stale in the mid-card level, then that's when I'm gonna. But for right now, I'm glad Barrett's back and he's got the title, so, you know, hopefully they'll wind up doing something decent with him with that. So, next matchup, we got the Ascension versus these two local jobbers, which really, you can't even really say it was a match. It was just a quick squash. I mean, the one good thing that I guess I could kind of say that I could take out of the Ascension coming out there doing that was before they started the match, they cut a promo talking about on how there have been other dominant, powerful tag teams out there like Demolition, and they're going to do better than them. And then the Road Warriors, and they did Road Warriors. Oh, what a rush. We're like, oh, what a bore. Or something like that. And it pissed off Lance Storm to the point to where he said, that's it, I'm done, I'm not watching. So, thank you. Not knocking Lance Storm, he's a good wrestler, it's just for the love of God, all he ever does is just bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch about the show. He is one of those people that constantly, that Masked Mark on him and Ollie's show, TNA Turnaround, good while back. Try and look for the fantasy booking on this one. I have no idea what episode it was. But Mark put out the idea of a fantasy booking Lance Storm leading this large group of emotionless people called the Joyless. The ones that cannot see the fun in anything on the show. Even if it's something completely stupid and absurd like seeing a midget in a gator suit. And honest to God, I fell over laughing when that happened. I couldn't help it, but that's me. Anyways, you know, Lance Storm, honestly, now I see why he's considered the human equivalent of Grumpy Cat. Yeah. And Lance, if you ever wind up watching this and you got a problem with what I'm saying, by all means, feel free to look me up and talk to me on it. I'll be happy to talk to you on there. I'll be happy to talk to you any kind of medium you want, any point in time. But yeah, Ascension wound up coming out. I didn't like the fact that, you know, especially with the fact that Cole and JBL were basically playing like they didn't know anything about the Ascension. Cole was like, oh, and that's their finisher. I believe they call that the Fall of Man. Dude, really? You have your former, emphasis on former, NXT general manager sitting right next to you. The Ascension are the longest reigning NXT Tag Team Champions. I believe longest reigning champions in NXT, period. Don't quote me on it, I'm not 100% certain, but I think they were. But either way, the point is, you got somebody who was working with NXT right next to you. Yeah, JBL, even if you're not working with the show anymore, do something to help complement the guys that were there when you were. Like, oh yeah, I remember seeing these guys when I was general manager in NXT. These are a powerful team, Michael. We're going to see one hell of a show. And, oh, look at that right there, or something like that. You know, I mean, that's just, again, I'm thinking like that, though. You know, heaven forbid that I think the commentator should work to try and put the guys over, you know, instead of making pointless jokes on a consistent basis. You know, the only plus side about the commentating team tonight was the fact that Booker T was filling in for Jerry Lawler because I believe either his girlfriend I believe he finally realized that his girlfriend wasn't of legal dating age, or that he had a cold. I can't really remember which one. But yeah. Next matchup, it was Roman Reigns versus Big Show, and you know, I gotta tell you, one thing I'm getting pretty impressed with Reigns lately is the acting coach he wound up working with over in NXT, or something like, or the one that was working with him while he was out recovering from surgery, really helped push him and give him more of a personality. Because, you know, I'm impressed with that. I'm not saying the guy's a bona fide genius on the mic, but I'm saying, compared to on how he was beforehand, he's gone leaps and bounds. I still stand by the argument he should not main event Mania 31 this year. You should not main event WrestleMania this year. Have him chase for the title from now until Mania 32, so that way you got time to build him up as a legitimate competitor. You know, put him in the title matches that, you know, are like, oh, well, yeah, you know he's obviously not going to win, but, you know, make it a match that he makes. That shows, okay, yeah, I really do deserve to be one of the guys that are chasing for that belt. You know, I mean, it makes sense. You know, you build them up like that. That's on how you can build up. That's on how you can build someone up good like that. But yeah, it was Reigns versus Big Show. Show was pretty much dominating for a good portion of the match. I thought that was good. It kind of made, you know, gave Show that good heel vibe that he needs, especially if he's doing that, yeah, I'm a bully thing, because, you know, like I said before, Big Show, for whatever reason, he constantly, when he goes heel, he either works as a bully or as a big brute giant that goes like this and will say on how he will unleash pain. And yeah, he pretty much sounds constipated. Just give him like 2 liters of prune juice and, you know, he should be good. And I say 2 liters because the guy's like 7 foot and like 400 plus, so it's going to be a lot of fiber that's going to have to get pushed through that body. Anyways, yeah, the match wound up coming to an end when, right as Roman was going for the Superman punch, Show caught him, one hand right on the throat, just walked over, tossed him out of the ring, and then Show went out, picked up the stairs, and boom, just decked him with it. And yeah, so technically Reigns won by DQ, but yeah, that was it. Next matchup is it was an ST Divas match. It was the Bella that got the boob job versus Natalya, and it was your normal ST Divas match. Nothing to write home about, but in all fairness, it could have gone a lot worse because they could have had Rosa versus Ava's Got Herpes, and I swear if they ever do that, I am just gonna douse my TV with holy water because of seeing such a thing. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, it was nothing to really write home about. I mean, it's Natalya wound up getting the win, so... But... Next matchup, it was Rowan versus Harper, and they wound up having Noble and Mercury as referees for the match, which I thought was kind of funny and cool to see. You know, it was something nice to, it was not something a little different, you know, to try and show like, okay, yeah, instead of just being like, oh, this is going to be a 2 out of 3s, oh, this is now suddenly a no DQ match, oh, this is now a no fall or a falls count anywhere or something like that. No, it was something different, and you know, or instead of saying, Mr. Referee, you are not needed for this match. The official for this match will be this gentleman, and yeah, but it was good. You know, it was, you know, you get some rare moments of creativity that are actually really good. Whereas, you know, a lot of times you'll get creativity that's not so good, and a lot of times it's hit and miss. I speak on that from first-hand experience because, you know, trust me, I could tell you stuff. I could tell all of you people stuff that I did when I was a heel and when I was a heel or a bad guy. That anytime I ever tell stories to my friends, I always tell the stuff that I know worked. Trust me, you don't want to know about the stuff that I tried that didn't, because it was just, yeah, well, I thought it would work, and it didn't. Oh well, fuck it. But yeah, the match between them, it was kind of decent. I'm digging it. I was digging it, and I still stand by it. I don't know what the hell it is, but something about Rowan's music, something with Rowan's theme, I'm definitely liking, and I am digging the hell out of. I don't know what it is, but it's good. You know, I like it. But yeah, it was a decent match, you know, and with Noble and Mercury there, you know, and it was funny, you saw them two, they were, you know, one ref was in the right spot, one wasn't, you know, and I swear that was supposed to be a knockabout with the NFL officials, you know, and that's always the case, you know, and if nobody's ever saw the Ultimate Warrior collection that was made before Warrior died, rest, but you know, he even said Vince always went to the papers. Vince always looked for what was going on and what was new at that time to see what was hot, to see if they can do something with it. that was new and that was something that was going on and that was on everyone's mind. Why not do that? It makes perfect sense. You know? It ain't nothing that it's never been done before. But, you know, anyways, Harper wound up getting the win. It was a fast count, but, you know, either way. And after that, Harper, Rowan, and Mercury, they wound up going to town on Rowan, and yeah, I'm hoping that we can get a decent match between Rowan and Harper at some point, just a legit decent one. No outside interference, no special gimmick matches, just Rowan versus Harper, and, you know, just have like Mike Chioda referee it, or Charlie Robinson, or even yet, go and call Jimmy Cordera and have him come out of retirement and do it. You know, but someone, just have them go and do it. Just called match down the middle. Next match, probably the match of the night. Hands down, my book. Ambrose versus Wyatt ambulance match. I thought it was good. A lot of different spots in it, though, kind of had me scratching my head, like, for example, what ambulance company, I ask you, and I say ambulance company because I know for a fact, having family that has worked in not just medical, but as well as in firehouses, the ambulances do not just work straight for the hospital. No, they're private companies that are, okay, yeah, we'll take them, and then we work for this hospital here, this one here, like that kind of thing. But, you know, what ambulance company keeps wooden tables spray painted white with a giant red cross on it in the middle, as well as metal chairs in the back where the patient's supposed to go? I mean, oof. You know, I mean, it's, I don't know. I mean, I'm not the only one that was thinking that. I talked to one of my good buddy of mine, Sexton Taylor. Brother, if you're watching this, I hope you are, because, you know, but, you know, I know you thought the same thing. It's little things like that, and, you know, if, God forbid, you get like an 8 or a 10-year-old, if they're watching it, and they're able to pigeonhole that, and you got a little kid pigeonholing that story, what's that say? In all honesty. Because, you know, if you can have a little kid who don't really know much, who really don't know anything on the business, able to go and understand, like, wait, why would they do that with it? Why would an ambulance company do that? Why would that be there? You know, it's just, it just doesn't feel right. I mean, if they were fighting near there and there were tables and chairs set up near it, yeah, that would make more sense. But pulling them out, straight out from there, I don't know. It didn't go right with me. It was a bad vibe on that. But yeah, I mean, it's part that I thought was cool, and it was kind of even made my mom and dad twitch and cringe, like, oh my God, and yeah, I wound up getting my folks to watch the show with me. I got my folks to watch Raw with me, so, but Wyatt was laying out on the table, Ambrose was up on top of the ambulance, and then just, wham, elbow dropped him through the table. Nice to see the table didn't, like, break into a bajillion pieces like normally the wooden tables do, but yeah, it just broke 2 solid pieces. That was it. But either way, that's what it was, and that spot, and the match wound up coming to an end. Wyatt wound up giving Dean Ambrose his sister Abigail on the door of the ambulance, and then right on the concrete, and you could hear that thud just straight up. You know, and I don't care if that was a padded, one of the, like those hard padded mats like we had when we were kids on playgrounds. You know, that's some bitch still hurts, man. I don't care what anyone says. Dean hit that, and you know, next you know, Wyatt just tossed him in, closed the doors, and then they drove off. Now, if they can play this right and they book it right, just keep Wyatt, or not Wyatt, but Ambrose off of completely away, period. No house shows, no Raw, no SmackDowns whatsoever until the Royal Rumble. Just do that until the Royal Rumble, have him be a surprise entry, then next thing you know, just 3, 2, 1. Next thing you know, Wyatt Ambrose music hits, and you just see Wyatt like, and you know, just them two going at it. They eliminate each other and still swinging and fighting each other all the way into the back. And then, you know, play it on and off every other week until WrestleMania or something like that. I don't know. I'm thinking right off the top of my head here, this just real fresh. So, yeah, but that's on what I think could really work. Something along those lines. But yeah, Bray Wyatt wound up winning the match. And next up, not gonna lie, I'm not quite sure on how to call this. I don't know if you can say it's an ST Diva segment, or if it was a Miz and Mizdow moment, or if it was a Mizdow match. It was a trios match, the Usos and Naomi. And I remember that it's Naomi because Naomi spells Imone backwards. Men, take note on that. And versus Mizdow, and Alicia Fox. And yeah, it was... Ugh. Yeah, it was what it was. You know, I mean, it wasn't a bad trios match, but wasn't the best trios match I've ever seen. So, yeah, but it was just, and I mean, Mizdow and Alicia, they wound up getting the win, but the best part of that match again was Mizdow, because yeah, it's just plain and simple. Mizdow draws money. They need to break him away from Miz now. They already lost the titles. They need to start just having Miz blaming Mizdow for little things like not finding his glasses, losing matches until it builds up, and then next thing you know, boom, then you can give them to a feud, especially since we're coming this close to WrestleMania. You know? Got to start laying down the foundation work from the matches that are going to be on the show. That's a next matchup. It was Ryroid, Fuck Knuckle versus Seth. And Kane wound up coming out again right after Seth did and said, you know, my memory must not be the best tonight, so this is actually a handicap match, and your opponents are Seth Rollins and me. So, I'm not sure, but I think Kane may be suffering from Alzheimer's. You know, kind of like Alzheimer's, but it only affects Kane. It's also known as selective memory, but yeah, the handicap match, it was okay. I mean, I kind of dug it. I like the fact that, you know, Ryback was getting the crap kicked out of him. Everyone knows my feelings towards Ryback, and, you know, it's very much so abundantly clear on how I feel about the guy. You know, it's anytime I ever crap on a wrestler on this show, everyone else, it's on their character. That's it. John Cena, don't like the character. You know, Hunter, don't like the character. Steph, don't like the character. The Bellas, don't like their character. Ryback, though, the only guy I'm going to crap on because of the fact of the person. I cannot stand that man. I would much rather deal with Gunner from TNA, and Mark, I know for a fact you sure as hell would appreciate that statement. So, but yeah, cannot stand that guy. But yeah, Kane and Seth wound up getting the win. Seth wound up throwing out 2 curb stomps on him. Ryback had Kane up, getting ready to go for the shell shock. Kane went down, and then gave him a kick to the gut. Seth just right out of nowhere, wham, ran and did a curb stomp. And then just was lined up in the corner like, all right, come on, motherfucker, come on, get up. And then ran, boom, hit it again, and then got a 1, 2, 3. Real good. Seth needs to come on looking strong, from now until the Rumble, so that way he looks like he has a legitimate chance on winning. Next up, it was the main event match of the night. Adam Rose versus Big E. So, you know what? Before I go and start saying anything about the match, in all fairness, I have been saying for a while that we should have more NXT guys main event matches and be on the show more. Unfortunately, this wasn't what I had in mind. Adam Rose, Seeing the Adam Rose crew walk out in person is one thing, and that's nice to see. That I dug. I did dig that when I've seen them. But on TV, though, it's just like, it don't feel right. And again, the New Day thing, I cannot get behind it, And I'm not trying to say, yeah, I'm gonna get behind anyone that's always so happy. No, because honestly, I am. Hell, that's why I got this tattoo on my knuckle. PMA. You keep a positive mind all the time, you wind up getting that huge grin on your face. But it's... The thing with the New Day is there's 3 preachers, and that's way too many preachers for me in a stable, I mean, you should just have one mouthpiece and just have them talk for the rest. I mean, if you really want to go crazy as far as with people for the New Day, why not bring back Brother Love? Because next thing you know, just have him talk about on how the New Day will bring about all kinds of love. And now I'm just waiting to hear all of you people. I'm just going to give you guys a minute now to laugh hysterically from the Brother Love reference. Go ahead. Oh, no, go ahead. I'm letting you. All done? Okay, good. So, yeah. The match itself, it was starting out pretty decent and solid, and then right as Big E was running to go do his splash, next thing you know, 2 of the Rosebuds came in. They were wearing morph suits with masks. Next thing you know, they did the powerbomb neckbreaker from the top rope. They took their masks off and showed they were Cesaro and Kid, who are now calling themselves the Masters of the WWE Universe. And as a He-Man mark, oh my God, does this please me so much, because I already put this out there before. Easy enough. You have Cesaro be He-Man, Tyson Kidd be Man-at-Arms, Natalya be Taylor, and you have one of their cats be Cringe. Just paint the cats green and have it be Cringe. There you go. That's perfect right there. I'm sorry, that's just too funny. I couldn't help myself. I like the fact that they call themselves the Masters of the WWE Universe, because now when I can just picture Cesaro just grabbing something and saying, "By the power of WWE, I have the power," doing like He-Man now. But yeah, they did that, and then they started doing a little Rosebud party celebration after the end of the match, which, ugh. So we come to the end of the night with the end segment of John Cena Appreciation, and yeah. So so Hunter and Steph are out, and then they bring out Cena. And then they say, "But we're not just here to show appreciation for you. Let us bring out Eric Rowan. Let's bring out Dolph Ziggler." You know, and see, they basically brought out Team Cena. You know, everyone except Big Show. You know, but they brought out Ryback, Rowan, Ziggler, and yeah. And they were looking, they were like, "Now, we said there would be no repercussions with joining with Cena when we won, but we didn't win. And now we're back. So there's going to be repercussions." So they were saying, Rowan, you would be suspended for 30 days. Ryback, the man who betrayed the Authority, you were going to be on the Authority and then chose not to. Now you're going to be suspended for 60 days. And then they said, "Oh, Dolph Ziggler, the man who won. Yeah, if it wasn't for that goof Sting. What should we do with you? What do you think, Dolph? Suspend me for 90 days? Oh, yeah, that's a good idea." And, you know, and gets in, they were like, yes. Oh, hold on that thought for one moment. We'll be right back. And then they walked down out of the ring all the way up to the entranceway and then said, "You know, we've come to a conclusion." And then Steph gave her "You're fired," which I'm pretty sure Vince just looks at that and like, "What? You call that a 'you're fired'? That's a horrible job. Steph, stand back. Let a professional show you on how it's done. Everyone on Team Cena, you're fired." At least that's on how I think Vince would do it. And there's my Vince McMahon impression. So, hey, you got 2 impressions in one night, folks. So, well, 3 if you count me doing the Ascension promo, but I'm not going to split hairs. Not like I got any. But they did that and they're like, "Oh, don't forget though, give a round of applause for John Cena." And then they played the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da music, which I thought was funny, and then next you know they had the confetti falling down, and it was funny. I thought that was funny. So yeah. Anyways, that's on how they ended it. The show could have been better. I give it a 4.5 out of 10. You know, there were high spots and good spots in the show, but there were high spots and good moments in the show, but all in all, it could have been better. Anyways, that's all the time for this week's show. So, once again, for the 100th time, folks, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back and watch all 99 previous episodes. Look for me on Twitter at TimVicious. Make sure y'all also check out my backup account, Tim_Vicious. I get put in Twitter jail every now and again. And also, folks, don't forget to follow all of these cool-ass cats right here on Twitter. Vicky Earls. Make sure y'all check out Vicky's YouTube page. I am Danny Sunday. Monkey Morris, Axel Mulligan. Make sure y'all check out Axel's show, Axel's Analysis. Axel, thank you for the shout out on that, on this past week's brother with the CJ and Silent Bolt. Yeah, that was much appreciated, brother. Sunday Segway, Sinfully Sabrina, Cranky Grandpa, Legion Lady Aaron, Alva Ben, Just a Stupid Mark. Make sure y'all check out Ollie Ben and Masked Mark's Paint and Mask Connection. And also, make sure y'all look for my client, who, as I have said before, is the true Raw General Manager, Bronx Bitch forever. And Nick, just so that way you can get a better look, son. You take a look right into these eyes. Like I said, I want you in a death match, one-on-one. You got the balls, you better answer. Otherwise, all you're doing is just showing every person out there that you are nothing more but a gutless little coward. You want to say, I'm an old, tired backyard wrestler? Why don't you come here and show me? Why don't you come here and I'll show you on how tired I really am, son. And folks, like I always tell y'all, and for the 100th time, please let me reiterate this to you all. You love me, great. You hate me, fuck yous.